Hello, 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 hello. Hi Kelly, hi Becky, hi Angela, Emma, Christy, hi Sharon. Hello. How is everybody today? Jutta, hello, hello, hello. Hi Nicola, hi Jane, Marie, Beverly, hello. Are we okay? Oh my gosh. Every time. Are we okay? Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Sylvia, Nina, Tammy, Sophie. Hello, Neil. Good evening. Hi, Debbie, Becky, Kelly. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I hope you're all doing okay. First day of my kids back at school today, so it's getting back into routine again, I think. It's one of those, oh, where are we going? One of those things. Did you all have a good? Did you all have a good start to your week? Hi Sandy. Hi Vicky. Hi Cheryl. Hello. So today is a normal live. We still have our Jubilee decorations up. Now these will be coming down after today. Sophie, that's fine. Enjoy your evening, Sophie. Yeah, so it's the last night of the Jubilee decorations, and the next theme is all ready to go. However, the Queenly gifts are still here. So once they're gone, they're not being restocked again. So we've got a few blues. I think whites we've got the most of, a few reds, and then we've got some purples as well. So Queenly gifts are still on the website if you would like to grab one. Supporters, if you're a supporter, check out the page because I did post your deal earlier in case you're interested in the Queenly gift sparkles, the one at the top, the purple one. Apart from that, I am photoing away in the background to get some pictures on of new items. It may still be at least a week yet because there's a lot going on. Oh, and I've had to put black gloves on today. Now, I bought black gloves ages ago and I wasn't 100% sure on them, so I kept using my normal gloves, and I just went to put my normal gloves on and I only have one, and I couldn't wear a blue and a black. So we've got different gloves today, and obviously I don't waste it, so we will use the box, but we'll most likely be going back to our normal blue gloves once the box is done because it just feels weird. Yeah, I don't know, I'm used to seeing bright colours when I look down, so it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be weird, I think. Although it might not catch the camera's attention as much, so it might be helpful. If that's the case, they may stay. We'll see how it goes. No, I wasn't feeling one glove vibe, not today. No, because I think every time I would have looked down, it would have just like thrown me to have different colours everywhere. But it's okay, we'll see how they go. But obviously for the next box I can order back to the normal ones. Did I have them for Halloween? I don't know if I had them for Halloween, but yeah, that's a good idea. So the order list was posted on the page like normal. So what did I just do there? So if you have ordered, hopefully you found yourself on that order list. There is still space available for today, so if you would like to order, I can update the order list as we go. Oh my gosh, I can't stop yawning already, and I wasn't yawning beforehand. It's so bizarre. Oh wow, Sophie, that's really cool. Right, so should we get started for today? So, up first is Hannah Mempstead. Hannah, are you here? Karen Poole. Yep, I can see you there. There we go. Should be a summer holiday advent calendar for teachers. Sophie, if I had more time, I would make you one. I would love to. In fact, I don't know if I do have time, but now I really want to. I do, Tammy. I'm terrible for it. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Please can you grab me some? So I'm looking for Hannah Mempstead. Hannah, are you here? They're under the desk, darling, or under the table. They are. They're put away. Neil says hello.
Tomato.
No, not tomato. Neil says hello.
Hey, Neil.
He said, hey, Neil. I don't know if you heard him. You have to pop your head in now. Daddy saw us for the day. You now have to show your top of ways people are like, why am I calling her Daddy Saurus? That side. Ta-da! Thank you, Bab. Can I have a tea, please? No, leave that one. Take this one. No, I don't. Baba! Right, last call. No, because that's where the tea's going to go. Thank you. Last call for Hannah Mempstead, and if not, we'll move on. Hannah, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It'll bring your comment forward so I can see you. Oh my gosh. Come on. Okay, so I haven't seen Hannah. If she comes on, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Up next then is Cheryl Masterman. Cheryl, are you here? Yeah, each time I read the word yawn, it's setting me off. Oh, I'm sorry. Every time I read the word now, it sets me off. It's just a never-ending circle. Cheryl, hello. Cheryl, you have got a Queenly gift today, and you have the red Queenly gift. So if I dive in here, let's go down, my lovely. Is there, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? I wouldn't think so in the office, Roz. I've got an alarm for that in the house, and in the office I don't think I've got anything. I haven't got any pipes or anything out here. Okay, so Cheryl, keep the shells. So you have 1 and 2, and then here are your earrings. Now I can see that these are stud back earrings. Laura, it could most likely go on to a bracelet. However, it is quite a larger size. So as long as you keep that in mind. If you need to know the exact sizes, if they're not on the website, pop me an email over and I can measure it for you. So as long as it's not too big for a bracelet for you, it can be moved over, yes. Now, Cheryl, you have got a blossom earring. Now, we've got 3 different types of blossom earrings on the website, so I get confused. I think there's blossom growth, blossom drop possibly, and another blossom one as well. So this is one of the blossom earrings. I apologise, I don't know which one it is, but you can see that you've got the blossom flower here, and then with the vine it comes down and round, and your pearl sits just under the flower there. Okay, so I hope you're happy with those, and the pearl does definitely need to go onto those earrings. Now you'd like to keep your shells, so I'll just grab some bits for that. Would there be certain colours that you're hoping for? There's 1 and 2. Okay, so oyster number 1, my lovely. There's one side. Hoping for pink. Okay, and the other side. And with your first oyster, coming out the side here, we have got a lighter rose gold. There's no more in that one. So what I do is I just clean the shells up as we go, my lovely. My pre-bed settling routine. I love that. Thank you for the tea, Bab. So your first pearl is a lighter rose gold. There you can see him in the sand. And then moving on to your oyster number 2. So again, this is from your red parcel queenly gift. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you are twinning. And you're twinning with, again, that rosy gold colour there. There's no more in that one. Now, as you'd like to keep the shells again, just bear with me a moment while I clean these up. And then we'll dry the pearls off so you can have a closer look. Okay, so with your twins here, they do look like they're slightly different sizes and possibly slightly different shades as well. So one does look slightly darker, which is the visually larger of the two, and then you've got that slightly lighter, visually smaller of the two. Now, Cheryl, I hope you're happy with all of these colours here. They are all different shades of rose gold, so I hope you're happy with rose gold. I can, however, swap one to match another one in size and colour if you would like me to. If so, do you have a preferred pearl to match to? So you've got the single pearl at the top, the darker twin or the lighter twin. I will also say that with rose golds, I normally swap those off the live the following day, just because, as you can see, there's lots of different shades. I prefer to do that swap in the daylight. Of course, if you're happy with these to go on the jewellery, that's perfect. Let me know what you would like to do. Your single rose gold, it's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Darker twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And then the lighter twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. So they are measuring different sizes there. You'd like to keep these ones. Perfect. Which two would you like on the jewellery? Okay, so you would like to have these ones on the jewellery, so the top two on there. Obviously this pearl is still going to be yours, but I'm just going to pop them to the side, so just so you confirm, is it those two that you would like on the jewellery there? I'm just going to bring you back up again. Yes, perfect. Okay, so let me pop these in here for you. And then I'll write that down as well. I think these gloves are thinner than my normal ones because it feels like I'm like feeling more. Does that make sense? So yeah, I think they're slightly thinner. Okay, Cheryl, I've got that down for you. I'm just popping these on here, and I've wrapped up your shells as well. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and that's safe up there for you. Sorry about that. There we go. No, I used to chew pen lids. I haven't been chewing this one. Aaron pulled it out. So basically, I've got blinds that clip on, and one of the blinds, like it slots into the window bit, and then it clips onto the metal bit. And anyway, one of my blinds pinged off. So Aaron ruined my pen to unping the blind to be able to get it back on. I don't know what he did. So yeah, I used to chew pen lids, but I've got out of it. But now it's very tempting. But no, Aaron did that one to my pen. Right. So up next is Linda Stickle. Linda, are you here? I had multiple bits of kitchen towel around the office. I did a massive clean. I don't know why. So you might see me just finishing off a few smaller rolls this evening. I think it's where me or Kia has taken the kitchen roll to like clean or something like that, and then it's been left there. So now yeah, you might see me grab a few. Hannah, not a problem. I can add you into the end of the order list. That's not a problem. Yes, Neil, he fixed the issue, so that's the main thing. I mean, that's a good way to keep hold of it, Joe, isn't it? Linda, hello, 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 hello. Linda, you have got one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like, Linda? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? What do you think? Mystery and donate. Perfect. So with your mystery oyster, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for, my lovely? So you'd like to donate your shells. Thank you very much for that. And if we go down for your mystery oyster, You've got a lighter pop there. So what happens is if somebody misses their turn when called, obviously that's not a problem. If they can make it back onto the live, they get added into the end of the order list. Okay, so Hannah, you've been added back onto the end of the order list. I hope that's okay. So Linda, mystery oyster. Now there's a little bit of flesh on that side, but we can see that there's no pearls there. I can see you are twinning 1 and 2, twinning with Autumn Peach Twins. Just having a squidge. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Now, it does actually look like you've got one twin which is visually larger than the other here. So if I pop them in the sand so you can have a closer look, yeah, there's definitely a size difference here. So if you're happy with these ones, I'll need to know if you'd like the larger two-tonal Autumn Peach or the visually smaller Autumn Peach on the jewellery. If you're not happy with these, Linda, we can swap them for you. So again, that's going to be completely up to you. If I run them through the board, the visually smaller twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the visually larger twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Don't have this colour yet. Perfect. Would you prefer to have the smaller or the larger pearl on the jewellery? I'm just going to bring you back up. So I'm popping them. Oh, do I need staples? I do. You can tell when it's the last staple because it doesn't like, it makes a quieter noise. I've been using my stapler for that long. I know the tightest, smallest change, I should say, not tightest, smallest change. You pick since the jewellery is a surprise. Okay. Okay, perfect. I've got that down then, Linda. So thank you for the donations with your shells. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. And up next then is Sharon Lamb. Sharon, are you here? I'm not on camera a lot today. I sort of keep edging. I feel like I'm edging out slightly. Linda, you're very, very welcome. Sharon, hello to you as well. So Sharon, you've got a white queenly gift today. So if we dive in here for you. Oh, that's quite a loose, I don't know what to call them, slip. What do we reckon this is called? It's a loose one of these on this one. So I'm talking, it's coming out as like gobbledygook today. I do apologise, guys. So your white queenly gift, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells, my lovely? Sleeve, that makes a lot more sense. A sleeve, a band, a sleeve. Thank you, Annie. Oh, my brain is obviously not working. Okay. Band, a sleeve, a garter, a belt. Yeah, all these are definitely better names than what I had for it. Oh, okay, so your pendant's right on top here. Still opening it up. Okay, so here's your 1 and your 2 oysters. So your pendant, let's pop it on the board. Oh, bless you, Tammy. That's kind of you to say, thank you. So the pendant you have, your pearl is going to be set right in the center here. So it is a 3D, it's got volume to the pendant, so you can see that the petals come up and make that loop outwards. They are encrusted with zircon crystal, and then your pearl sits in the center. Sharon, I hope you're happy with that one. Love that. Perfect. So the pearl with this one definitely does need to go onto the jewellery. Okay. What did we say? Donate the shells. Perfect. And would there be a certain colour pearl you're hoping for now you've seen what item it is? So 2 oysters. Your oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side, and in, oh, that's a piece of kitchen, not kitchen towel, tissue paper, which is now stuck to my finger. There we go. So your first oyster, you have a darker pearl here. We're going to see what comes out. Okay, so there's darker pearl in your first oyster, and he looks like he's a base chocolate with a purple overtone to him. So if I hold him up so you can see. So he's a base chocolate, but he does have that slight purple overtone to him there. And then moving on to your oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, we have a gold. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so you've got a chocolatey purple and a gold. If I hold them up so you can have a closer look, Sharon. Now, I will need to know which one of these you'd like on the pendant. And of course, the other pearl is yours. So I'm just going to run them through the board for you, just in case that has an impact on your decision. Your chocolatey purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7 as well. Now they're measuring the same, but they actually look different sizes. That must be towards the, to do with the colouring of the pearl. Gold on the pendant, perfect. I'm just going to bring you up here so I can write that down. So gold on there, and then if I pop these on here for you. Oh gosh, Becky. Okay, perfect. So Sharon, thank you for the donations with your shells, and again I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. Okay. No, Sharon, you're very, very welcome. They make them look bigger. They do, definitely. The lighter pearls always look bigger, which is why when we measure the darker ones sometimes, they come out bigger than they look as well. It's definitely the colouring. And again, with the sand as well. Perfect. Up next today is Angela Underwood. Angela, are you here? Angela, hello, hello, hello. So Angela, you also have a white queenly gift today. So if we dive in here, and you'd like to donate your shells as well. Perfect. So if we go down for your openings, just take the sleeve off there. I like the sleeve name. So, oh, opening from the side with this one. Your pendant is there, and then you have your 1 and your 2 oysters. So your pendant, I can see that the pearl again is definitely going to need to be popped onto here. So you will need to definitely give me a pearl choice. Now, if I hold this up so you can see, look at this one. So this one again is different. You've got that crossover with the pendant hat there. Now the underlying section of the cross is the plain silver. The overlapping section is encrusted with zircon crystals. You can see down here, this is where your pearl is going to be attached onto. If I turn it like this, you can sort of, oh, you can't, there we go. You can sort of see where it's coming out and overlapping the other section of the pendant. So I hope you're happy with that one. Please bear with me a moment. Aaron's just here to give me some medication. I'm really sorry. Perfect. Sorry about that. Thank you, Aaron. Okay. So, Angela, I hope you're happy with that pendant. And 2 oysters here. You'd like to donate your shells. Now you've seen the pendant, is there a certain colour pearl that you're hoping for? Oyster number 1. There's one side. And the other side. Oh, brighter pearl straight away in this one. So we have a 2-tonal icy blue to start with there. There's no more in that one. So if I just show you around this pearl, because he does have that 2-tonal colouring to him. So as you see, can you see it's lighter there, then it gets slightly brighter if I move it this way. There we go, lighter and brighter. So 2-tonal lighter icy blue to start with. And then if we move on to your oyster number 2, so again, this is from your queenly gift, the white parcel. There's one side. Oh, and the other side. And in here you are twinning. Oh, spinny Rooney. There's no pearls on that side. And twinning with brighter coral twins here. And there's no more in that one. So if I dry this off for you as well. Now with your coral twins, again, possibly one may be slightly larger than the other, but we will measure them as well. And with the corals, it does look like you've got a slight brighter one in the centre and then a slight lighter one on the outside. So if you have a preference, if it is the corals, you can let me know if it's the brighter or the lighter one on the jewellery. Or the 2-tonal icy blue. So if I run them through the board, the icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Bright coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the slightly lighter coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they are measuring different sizes there as well. There we go. Sorry, just had to get them focused again for you. They crackle. That crunch noise, Carol, it is gorgeous. Can you have icy blue on the jewellery? Of course you can. So I've just brought you back up so I can write this down. So icy blue on there. And then let's pop this in here. Okay, perfect. Angela, thank you for the donations with your shells, my lovely. I've got all of that down for you. And then that's up there as well. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. Angela, you're very, very welcome. So I'm updating the order list as we go, guys. Okay, so if you would like to order, there is space available for tonight. There is currently 5 people on the order list, so it won't be too long a wait if you would like to order. I don't know, Jackie. I'm not sure. Right, up next then today is Carol Ann Grant. Carol Grant, are you here? I think I've seen Carol today. I think I have. Well, let's hope she's here. Carol, hello. Mystery oysters, donate the shells and we'll see what comes out. Okay. So we've got 3 mystery oysters. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and 3 here. We'd like to donate the shells and we're just going to see what colours come out and then we'll go from there. So, oyster number 1. You've got a lighter pop there. I believe so, Cindy. Yes, my lovely. Okay, so Carol, oyster number 1. There's a little bit of flesh there, but we can see there's no pearls there. I can see we've got a gorgeous brighter pink in this one. This is a brighter, larger pink as well. There's no more in that one there. So let me just dry this up for you. So large, bright pink here. I wouldn't say that this one's a hot pink, but it's brighter than a candy floss pink. So we call these ones the bright pink. Very adventurous with that name. Moving on to oyster number 2. Thank you, Deanna. So light pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. Now in here we've got a slight runaway already if I move that away. And I can see in here, Carol, you are twinning. And you're twinning with 2-tonal Pepsi and TARDIS blue pearls. So I'm going to dry them up and I'll just show you individually around each oyster. Sorry, each pearl. So you've got darker and lighter areas to him. So that's pearl number 1. And then pearl number 2. Let me just get it focused for you. Again, lighter and darker areas. Okay, so brighter pink and then 2-tonal blue twins. Oh no, okay, saved it. Saved it. We've got a little bit of sand there now, but it's okay. Moving on to your last oyster. Deeper pop there. Okay, and there is your mother of pearl. And if we have a squidge in here, there's a little hole at the top there, but if we have a squidge in here, oh, that's a bit of the shell that fell down. Okay, so a shell and a darker pearl there. There's no more in that one. Okay, just to show you, that is the shell bit that fell down there. Okay, it's not a pearl. So Carol, what do we think to these pearls here? If you're not happy with these colours, I can swap them for you. If you are happy, then of course that's perfect. You've got a bright pink, twinning two-tonal blues, and then a deep chocolate pearl as well. Now, if I run them through the board for you, your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And your pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. I thought he was going to be a 9 then, because he looks bigger than the blues, but measuring the same size there. Carol, what do you think to the colours? Invoice for hoop fittings on them, and you're happy with the colours? Perfect. So let me just bring you up, and I'm just popping these in here, and then I'll write that down for you. You also have 2 Queenly Gift sparkles as well, Carol. So that's the purple one. Would you like to donate the shells with those as well? Okay, so the invoice for the hoop fittings, that will get sent across tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay. So with your 2 Queenly Gift sparkle, number 1 and number 2. So if we go down for these, in your first parcel you have 1, 2, and here is your charm. So this is the Raindrop shaped charm, again crystal charm. These are not on the website yet. The colouring, however, is a smoky. Now it's not smoky silvers because it's got that sort of smoky chocolate in there. If I turn it around, you can see it's almost like a chocolatey, almost olivey tone to it. And then on this side, it's got that darker chocolatey, smoky colour to him. So depending on where the light catches, depends on what shade you see. But I hope you're happy with that one, Sandy. I mean, sorry, it's because I read Sandy's name. I hope you're happy with that one, Carol. Deary me. So with that one, Carol, you can have the pearl on or off of the jewellery. Just let me know at the end what you'd like to do. So I'm just going to open these oysters, and then we'll open up the next parcel before opening up the oysters properly. Okay, so your next parcel smoky quartz. Ooh. In here, oh, that was a good rip. So we've got 1 and 2 oysters, and we have the Sunspot Charm. So again, another sparkle charm that's not on the website yet. And the Sunspot is the round crystal charm. It's got the point either side, and this is in a rose pink. So let's get this. Oh, black gloves are not good to... There we go. So it's like a rose pink. So again, it is going to be lighter and darker. I would say that the darker sections you're seeing, when it's not on camera, you get overall a slightly darker look. Because the camera's here, obviously it's picking up every facet, which is giving that slight lighter look again. So it will be slightly darker than it looks on the camera. And then you've got this point either side, so it sort of doesn't sit flat, it will then have a little wiggle. So I hope you're happy with that as well. And again, that one you can have your pearl on or off of the jewellery. It's going to be up to you, Carol. Okay, so just opening up these 2 oysters as well. So if we open up your oyster number 1, is there certain colours that you're hoping for pearl-wise, Carol? There's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 1, you have a pastel yellow. There's no more in that one. So I'm just going to dry him up here. So pastel yellow to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in your second oyster here, you are quadding. And just double checking there's no more in there. We have had in the past more pearls from a quadding oyster. So there have been, I think 5 or even 6 pearls in there. So that's why even though if we get all 4 pearls out, I do check just in case. So the colours here is a dark mottled purple, an apple green, a cream and a watermelon. So from your first set of oysters, you've got a pastel yellow, dark mottled purple, apple green, cream and watermelon. And then moving on to your next 2 oysters. So oyster number 3 overall. There's one side. And the other side. Oh, we did, Sophie. You're right. There's 1 and 2. You are twinning with your next oyster here. Now you're twinning with coral twins, and they're actually different shades of coral to each other. So you've got a lighter and then a brighter coral twin. Now I am going to pop these at the top here next to the yellow. So you can definitely see one's lighter and then one's brighter with the corals there. And then with your last oyster, thank you, Neil. Oh. Oh, there's one side and the other side. Oh, and then you're quadding on this side here, so they're easily to go out there. But again, I'm just going to have a squidge. Okay, no more in that one. So if I just dry these up for you, I'll need to know, Carol, if you would like pearls on the jewellery. So you've got the Raindrop and the Sunspot charms, which colour you'd like on each one. and you don't have to have a colour if you don't want to. You've got a lilac purple, a gold, a pinky watermelon, and a darker gunmetal grey. Now you can see with the watermelons, the second one, it's definitely got more of a pink tone to him. So from the top, you've got a darker and a lighter coral twin, lemon yellow, mottled dark purple, apple green, cream, watermelon. Second set of quads, you've got a lilac purple, a gold, a darker gunmetal grey, and a pinky watermelon. What do you think to all of these, my lovely? If I run them through the board for you. Lemon yellow's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Lighter corals, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Brighter coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. Sorry, he is a 6.5. Quad purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Apple green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your creamy white is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And your watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Second set of quads, lavender, lilac is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your gold's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Gunmetal grey's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the pinky watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So you'd like me to decide which colours go where, and you don't want me to tell you, is that correct? I've decided. I've put them with the correct ones. The decision is made. And the other pearls are going in here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so would you like me to tell you which ones I would put where, or would you prefer it to be a surprise? What do you think? Surprise, perfect. So Carol, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives then. Thank you for the donations with your shells. The hoop fittings from the other pearls will get sent across for you tomorrow, and I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives there, and that's safe up there for you. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Sophie. Okay, up next today is Cindy Brown. Cindy, are you here? Now, Cindy, we saw you earlier, so I think that you'll still be here. Cindy Brown, are you here? It's changed a lot, hasn't it, Neil, the way to do it? It's easier. Oh, I find it harder. Cindy, hello, my lovely. Donate the shells. Perfect, thank you. You have got a Queenly Gift blue. So with your blue parcel, let's go down. So in here, There's one side, one oyster and the other oyster, and you have a anklet, Cindy. So you've got the hearts anklet here. So it is an anklet which has got hollow hearts. You've got 1, 2, 3, 6 hearts going spaced out across this anklet. So I'm just going to lay out a few here just so we can see. So you can see it's like a bold outlined heart, little charms around the anklet here. Hang on, let me just get it focused for you. I do apologise. It's because they're reflective, you see. There we go. It's because they're reflecting though, so the camera tries to refocus. Okay, so with this anklet, you can see that with the 6 hearts, you can have the pearl on or off of the jewellery. And if you'd like the pearl on the jewellery, I will place the pearl centrally, and you can either have it so it is attached onto one of the central hearts, or you can have it so it moves in between the 2 central hearts. Okay, so if pearl on, you can have it attached to one of the hearts or moving with the hearts. Or you can have the pearl off if you would like to. Also, it has a little bell on the end. If I just ring it in a microphone, just so everyone can hear you coming if you wear it. I hope you're happy with that one, Cindy. Anklet length for that one, Kaylee, is definitely on the website. So if you go into anklets and then find the anklet you'd like to look into, click on it, and in the description it will give you the length of each one. Okay, so bracelets and anklets, I do try to include the length on all of them individually on the description section. So, oyster number 1, donating the shells. Cindy, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? There's one side and the other side. Oh, runaway dark pearl there. So darker pearl towards the front. And there's no more in that one. Now he looks like he's a darker silver pearl to start with here. Perfect, so dark silver pearl to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side, and in here, ooh, we have got a black cherry, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so Cindy, we've got a silver and a black cherry, my lovely. What do you think to these pearls here? Now individually they actually go beautifully together. But you can have pearl on the anklets. If so, which one would you like and how would you like it placed? Or you don't have to have a pearl on there, and you can have these loose if you would prefer to. So silver and black cherry. If I run them through the board, your black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5 as well. What do you think? I'm just going to bring you up, Cindy. However, if you'd like me to go back down again, I will do. Oh, black cherry on the jewellery and lobster fitting on the other. Perfect. On a lobster fitting. Okay. I've got all of that down for you. Your invoice will also get sent across tomorrow for you, and that will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay. Oh, bless you, Linda. Good night, my lovely. Cindy, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives and that's safe up there for you. Bright light spring colours. Yeah, mine's green. For those of you who don't know, my favourite pearl colour is green. Cindy, you're very, very welcome. Up next today is Hannah Mempstead. Hannah, are you here? So Hannah was here earlier, wasn't she? So hopefully Hannah, hello, my lovely. I was about to say, hopefully you're still here, and you are, so that's perfect. Hannah, you've got an opening and a queenly gift. So if it's okay with you, we'll do your oyster opening first, and then your queenly gift afterwards. In which case, which oyster would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? What do you think? Further away from your mic tonight. Am I? I mean, the microphone is down here. I suppose sometimes I can wear it. It's only an inch or two lower, but it's just as high as on the top as I can get it. Because if it starts going around the side, if I turn my head all the way that way, you won't hear me. Hannah, donate the shells. No idea what the oysters are at. Okay, not a problem. So this is the mystery bag. Now the mystery oysters look like this, and these are a mix of all of the colours. So yeah, just a mix of all the colours are in the mystery bag. And then the other oysters look like this. And we've got light rainbow colours, which is the Expand the Rainbow bag, dark rainbow colours, which is the New Rainbow bag, or normal natural colours. Okay, so depending on what colour you're going for, it depends on what bag I would suggest. So mystery is a mix of all the colours. Then you've got Expand the Rainbow, light rainbow colours, dark rainbow colours, or normal natural colours. What do you think? If that doesn't help, is there a colour? Oh no, you see that Expand the Rainbow, that's perfect. I was about to say, if that doesn't help, is there a colour you're hoping for? And I could direct you to the correct bag. But Expand the Rainbow, so, oh, this one potentially we're just going to grab another oyster because, okay, sometimes, right, if I explain from the beginning, oysters are preserved in a preservative, which then normally means that they are not smelly. Now sometimes I do get a smelly oyster, and I've learnt the signs. The signs can be a non-properly vacuum packed bag and discoloured liquid. So this bag is puffy and also has the liquid, so I'm not going to open this one. And what happens to them is they all get put in a box, and I am planning to open them but outside, just because the smell in this room, it just gets, ugh, it's really not nice. So I hope that's okay. We're just going to pick you another oyster, because if I just pop that one over there, I don't want to open a stinker in here because it's just seriously strong. So you'll expand the rainbow oyster. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for, Hannah? Let's go down. Okay, so there's one side and the other side. And in here, Hannah, you are twinning. And you're twinning with Sunshine Yellow two-tonal pearls. So I can see that they are slightly two-tonal, so they've got slightly lighter and then brighter areas as we go around the pearl. Okay, so if I show you around each of the pearls, then you can see each of the colourings here. So, pearl number 1. Can you see? So it is subtle, but there's the lighter, and then you get brighter, slightly lighter again, and brighter. So there's pearl number 1, two-tonal. Pearl number 2, maybe slightly brighter overall than the first one. So if it is this colour that you'd like on the jewellery, you've got a slightly lighter yellow, and this one, even though it does have the two-tonal markings, I would say is overall slightly brighter. Okay, now Hannah, if you're not happy with these colours, we can swap one or both of them for you. Like I say, if you are happy, which one of these would you like on the jewellery? If I run them through the board, the slightly lighter of the two is not a 5, he's a runaway, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And then the slightly brighter of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. So they're measuring different sizes as well. Can you have the brighter one on there? Of course you can. I'm just going to bring you up so I can write that down for you. So we're going to have the brighter, larger yellow on there. Perfect. The other yellow is still yours. That will still get sent to you, but it's just that one goes onto the jewellery. Perfect. So then you have a queenly gift as well. So you have the white queenly gift. With that, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells there? So white queenly gift, if I dive in there. Oh, there we go, that one. Quite a big parcel, that one. Let's go down. So take the sleeve off. And in here, you've got 1 and 2 oysters, and then your pendant. Now again, I can see straight away with this pendant that it is a pendant where the pearl does need to go onto the jewellery. Okay, so if I just thread him on here for you, and then you can have a closer look. You'd like to keep these shells, not a problem. So here is the, I believe on the website, I think it's the simple butterfly pendant. So as you can see, it is a 925 silver butterfly. he does have hollowed out wings, same matching on either side. And then you can see in the center there, that is where your pearl is going to sit. So it sits in the center of the butterfly there. So you won't see that circle when the pearl's on there. Okay. I hope you're happy with that one, Hannah. So one pearl goes in the center. You'd like to keep your shells. Is there a certain colour pearl you'd be hoping for to go onto that pendant at all? So, oyster number 1. Maybe a green or a blue. Okay, there's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, it is a blue, and you're twinning. There's no more in that one. So I'm just going to clean the shells as we go, and then I'll dry up the pearls for you. So twinning icy blues from your first oyster there. Okay, so again, they look like they're slightly different in shade. You've got a brighter and then a lighter icy blue. They do look very similar in size though. So that's perfect if you wanted one of those on the jewellery. And then we've still got one more oyster to go. So moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, no way, you are twinning with apple green pearls, my lovely. Now you said maybe a blue or a green, and now you've got green twins and blue twins. Wow, wow, wow. With your greens, again, we've got a slightly lighter, almost yellowy green, and then you've got a brighter apple green. Hannah, you've now got a decision to make. One of these pearls can go onto the pendant. All the other pearls are yours, but one of them on that butterfly. What do you think here? Lighter blue, brighter blue, lighter green, brighter green. So if I run them through the board, lighter blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Brighter blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lighter green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And brighter green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8 as well. Oh, you'd like to keep your shells. I'll clean off the other shells in a moment. Sorry, I kept the first one. I popped the second one over there, so I'll grab that in a moment. So I'll clean that up for you. Sorry. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you, Jackie. Can we have the brighter blue on the pendant? Of course you can. Let me just bring you up. I'll write that down and then I'll clean that shell off for you. If I don't write it down as I go, my memory's terrible. The other blue on the ring, instead of the yellow, Thank you guys. I think because majority of people donate the shells. It's not a problem if you'd like to keep the shells, but it's just majority of people don't donate. So I just get in the swing of just popping them to the side. So I've just got to make a conscious effort to just clean them up. That's all. Perfect, Hannah. I've got all of that down for you then, my lovely. Let me just wrap these all up as well for you. Thank you, Bab. Okie dokie. Hannah, my lovely, I hope you're happy with that. Shells are wrapped up there and that's safe up there. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. There we go, sorry. Hannah, you're very, very welcome. Alison, thank you for the stars there, my lovely. Up next then today is Sandra Waite. Sandra, are you here? Sandra Waite, are you here? Sandy, hello Sandy, my lovely, and thank you for confirming the email address there. So Sandy, you've got 2 Queenly Gift sparkles, so these are the purple ones up here. So 1 and 2. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells, my lovely? So in here, donate the shells. Perfect, thank you. Straight on top, I can see your charm there. So let's just pop these down here. So your charm, again, this one is not on the website yet. It's fair to say that most of the crystal charms are not on the website yet. I do plan to get them on there. Now this is a flower crystal charm and it's actually in jet black. Okay, so it's a 5-petaled flower. It's the same on both sides, and the side view again is you've got the point on both sides there, just so then it doesn't sit still and you're always going to get that sparkle. So I hope you're happy with that. And with it being jet black, any colour pearl can go with it. Now again, with the charms, you can have the pearl on or off of the jewellery. It's going to be up to you which way round you'd like to do it, and if you'd like to pop the pearl on there or not. Moving on to parcel number 2. And you've got 1 and 2 oysters, and you have another jet black item. Sandy, what are the chances? I hope you're happy with the colour. Now of course it's a different style charm. It is the Raindrop, so we saw the Raindrop earlier, but again it's in jet black, my lovely. I hope sorry I hope you're happy with this one. So this is the Raindrop. Now again you can see all the facets in the charm there. Okay, so 2 jet black charms, 1 flower, and 1 raindrop. Donating the shells. Would there be certain colours that you're hoping for? One and 2, 3, and 4. See what comes out? Perfect. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, Sandy, you are twinning. And there's no more in that one. So twinning with lemon yellow twins to start with. So there they are in the sand, twinning with lemon yellow pearls there. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you are quadding. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So quadding with your second oyster. Now, those of you who don't know, with the purple Queenly Gifts, you are guaranteed a 4 pearl oyster and then another oyster. So there should always be 1 4 pearl oyster in the purple Queenly Gifts. Oh, just drying them up here. So in your first, from your first quadding oyster, you have got a lemon yellow again, so twins at the top, and then you've got a coral, a dark silvery purple, and a icy blue. So twinning yellow twins, then a lemon yellow, coral, silver purple, and icy blue. Moving on to the next 2 sets of oysters, and in here there's one side and the other side. And in here, I can see a darker pearl down there. Let me just have a squidge in here. They are, Christine, they're definitely a different fit, and they're actually thinner as well. So I feel like I can feel more through them. Does that make sense? Not that the other gloves are thick at all. It's just these ones, they feel thinner. Okay, so I've popped your dark single pearl at the top here, and he is a darker gunmetal grey. Okay, so darker gunmetal grey, slight purple hint to him, you can see there, but definitely base gunmetal grey. And then moving on to your last oyster, Sandy. And this one should be your second quadding oyster. And it is, you are quadding. No more in that one. Okay, so let me dry these up for you. You have got a lighter, or actually these are slightly two-tonal, so I'm just going to pop them in here and then I can go through the pearls. So your first one is a lilac purple, but can you see he's almost got this orangey chocolatey tone to him there? So lilac purple with this splash of orange. You've then got this two-tonal chocolate, so he's silver and chocolate two-tonal pearl as you go around the pearl there. You've got a gold, which is two-tonal with coral as well. Oh, it's just gone out of focus, sorry. So coral and orange and gold even. And then you have a watermelon. Neil, do you miss your Christmas tree? Because you had it up for over a year, didn't you? Do you miss it? Or are you happy that it's away and then come back out again at Christmas? Sandy, what do you think to all of these? You've got your darker gunmetal grey at the top. Next to that is your twinning lemon yellows. Then your first quadding oyster is a lemon yellow coral, silver purple and icy blue. And then the second set of quads is a two-tonal lilac and coral, a darker two-tonal chocolate and silver, two-tonal gold and coral, and then watermelon on the end. Now, if you're happy with these and would like them on the jewellery, I'll need to know which one you'd like on the flower and which one on the raindrop. And if you prefer to have the charms as they are, that's absolutely fine as well. Your gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Yellow twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Yellow twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Quadding yellow number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Your corals, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Silver and purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the icy blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Two-tonal lilac is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Two-tonal chocolate and silver's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Two-tonal gold's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And your watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Can I decide which colours on which charm? Of course I can. And lobster fitting on the others. Okay, so I'm just deciding now. I think it's, oh, run away. I think it's got to be that. Yep, I'm happy with my choice. Choice is made. I hope you're going to be happy with that, my lovely. Okay, so let me just write it down as well and then write down about the lobster fittings. Yes, lobster fittings. Okay, so we've got flower, raindrop, and then invoice for on lobster fittings. Perfect. I've got all of that down for you. Your invoice will get sent across for you tomorrow, Sandy, and that will go to the email address on the order form. Thank you for the donations with your shells, and that's safe up there for you. I can't speak now. And Sandy, as always, I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives as well. Perfect. On roses and whiskers on kittens. Huh? Are you singing Sound of Music, Sophie? Sandy, you're very welcome. I'm confused. So, up next today is Wendy Evans. Oh, gosh. Wendy Evans, are you here? Yes, raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. See, I saw the bit that you put, thought Sound of Music, but it didn't make sense because you're missing some. But I guessed it. Thank you. Let's not start that game, finish the lyric, because I'll be singing all night. Wendy, hello, hello. You've got 2 red queenly gifts and you'd like to donate your shells, not a problem. So 1 and 2, there's not many left now. Let's go down and see what's in here. So your red one, you've got 1 and 2 oysters. Now your first ones are stud back earrings here, and I love these ones. Oh, let's take the butterfly clip off. These are the Take Flight earrings. Okay, so they are a darker silver, they have a darker silver detail, which is a darker oxidized silver. Okay, so it's still 925 silver. You can see that they're coming away from the board, so I'm just getting it focused for you. There we go. They're coming away from the board slightly. They do have that gorgeous, they sort of bend outwards just slightly, just to give it that take-off look. Your pearls of these are going to be set underneath on this pin, so they're going to be dangling underneath, and they will have that little bit of a wiggle wobble to them. I hope you're happy with that one, my lovely. Oh, so that's your first set of earrings. And then moving on to your second parcel. Oh, there we go. And in here, 1 and 2 oysters. Oh, I love these ones. Okay, so these are another stud back earring. However, with these ones, you don't have to have the pearls on here if you don't want to. So this one, it's going to be up to you what you would like to do. Now, it's harder to show these ones on here just because they do the shape of them. So these are the loop-de-loop earrings. So from the front, you see this longer stripe, stick, length, longer line of silver. To the side, you can see, now once these are in your ears, they will actually sit like this. They will sit straight down. It's just because it's going into cardboard, which is then stopping the loop-de-loop circle. It does look like they're slanted, but they will sit straight in your ears. Now you can see it comes round, it does a loop-de-loop, and then it carries on going down the bottom. Now, if you would like pearls on these, they actually get attached onto the loop-de-loop, so they would be able to move around the hoop. But obviously as you're wearing them, they will dangle at the bottom of the hoop. Now, if you don't want the pearls on the jewellery, they will be as they are, and that's a choice that's completely up to you, Wendy, my lovely. So I hope you're happy with that one. There we go. And if we get your oysters open here. Do I not have a model ear? I actually do have a model ear, but but I haven't I haven't put an earring in the model ear yet. So I don't know how it would sit. I don't know if I want to go and get it. So we'll just hold it on the board. Oh gosh, right, okay, so Wendy, very happy, perfect. They look much better on the live than the photo. They do, Angela, which is another reason I like showing jewellery on the live, because sometimes you can't capture all the twists and turns of the jewellery. It just can't be captured. So on a live video, or even just a video, you can see the jewellery for what it is. I mean, some jewellery is still better in person than it is on the live, but yeah, it is definitely nice, I think, to see it as not just a photo. Now, Wendy, your oyster number 1. No, not the ear doesn't, Sophie. Well, I'd hope it doesn't. There's the other side. And your first oyster, Wendy, is there certain colours you're hoping for here? You've got a rose gold. And there's no more in that one. So here is your rose gold. Okay, I'll get the mannequin after the opening. Oh gosh. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side. And the other side. And in here. And you have a dark pearl there. And there's no more in that one. And that's because all your minds went that way. My mind is innocent. Now, Wendy, your second pearl here is a chocolate purple oil slick. Ooh. So, it's a dark chocolate purple, as you can see here. So most of the pearl is a dark chocolate purple. And then as we move round, it goes into this lighter section, which then has silver, purples and blues in it. I don't know if the camera's picking up. Will it focus this close? Is the camera picking up all the oil slick colours there? Hang on, let's see if I can get it focused that close up. Look at him. So purple and chocolate based oil slick there. He is gorgeous. Then moving on to your third oyster. There's one side. And the other side. And in here you've got, oh, a two-tonal pearl. There's no more in that one, and he's a two-tonal coral. Okay, so we've got, if I show you here, a lighter and brighter coral, so quite distinct marking. So overall a lighter coral with a few darker spots on him. So that's quite an unusual pearl there. And then moving on to your last oyster. Okay, there's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with, I think they're two-tonal chocolates. Let me just have a closer look for you. They are indeed twinning with two-tonal chocolates, which are visually slightly different sizes as well. Okay, Wendy, what do you think to all of these? You've got a two-tonal coral, rose gold, purple based oil slick, and then twinning two-tonal chocolates. Now with the earrings, we can match, so you've got two sets of earrings. So if you wanted to, you can swap out two pearls to match other pearls in your set here. So you could swap out, for example, the coral to match the rose gold and a chocolate to match another chocolate if you wanted to. We do need an earring, a pearl colour for the Take Flight butterfly earrings, and then the loop-de-loops you can have pearls on or off. So I hope you're happy with them, Wendy. And yeah, what would you like to do? Your chocolate number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Two-tonal chocolate number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So they are measuring slightly different sizes there. Your oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. Oh, he's a runaway. He's a 7. And then your rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And your two-tonal coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. Okay, Wendy, what do you think, my lovely? Keep the rose gold and match the chocolate ones. So you'd like to swap out the coral and the oil slick, and then match one chocolate, match the other chocolate, and then have a larger set of chocolates on the jewellery and then a smaller set of chocolates on the other jewellery. Is that correct? Have I understood you correctly there? So swap out the oil slick and the coral, larger and smaller chocolate, each set on the jewelleries, and then your rose gold is loose at the top. Yes? Okay. Do you have a preference to which one you'd like where with the larger and the smaller chocolate twins? I won't be able to swap them on the live just because with the chocolates I don't keep them next to me. It's not a colour that is sought after a lot, so I don't have a lot of room next to me with the pearls. So if it's okay with you, I'll swap it in the morning. There's definitely not a weight on that at all. It can be swapped straight away. It's just yeah, I won't be able to do it now if that's okay. So with the Take Flight earrings, larger or smaller, and loop-de-loop earrings, larger or smaller. Okay, and then I'll get the mannequin to pop. I'll pop the loop-de-loop earrings in. Recap. Okay, so you'd like to swap the two-tonal purple chocolate oil slick and the two-tonal coral. Swap those both out to match the chocolate twins. Okay, so with the chocolate twins, there is one pearl which is larger and one pearl which is smaller. So with matching those, we can have 2 8s and we can have 2 8.5s. Okay, so I was asking, would you like the 8.5 twins essentially? Which pair would you like those on? And which pair would you like the 8s on? If you don't mind, then that's absolutely fine. I can just pop them on whichever size looks possibly better against the jewellery. If you have a preference though, that's, yeah, what do you prefer? Does that make sense? And with the chocolates, with swapping the pearls in, I won't be able to do it on live, but I can do it. There's not a wait for it. I can definitely do it in the morning. It's just I don't have them next to me. So the loop-de-loop ones, you'd like the larger pearls on. Is that correct? Yes, perfect. Okay, so I've got that down for you, my lovely. So on the Take Flight earrings, the two 8 size chocolates. On the loop-de-loop earrings, the two 8.5 size chocolates. And then that leaves you with your rose gold pearl as your loose pearl. I hope you're happy with that, Wendy. I am going to pop the loop-de-loop earrings on the mannequin in just a second, so you get to see them on how they hang down if the mannequin allows. I don't know, I haven't tried it with earrings in. However, thank you for the donations with your shells, my lovely. And yeah, I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. No? No. Oh, what's no, my lovely? Have I got it wrong? You'll email me. Okay. I'm going to make a note to check email. Okay, so I've made a note to check my email. So before I do anything, I'll check my email. Okay? And yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm sorry if I've got it wrong, but if you email me, yeah, we'll get that sorted. If you include your 5-digit order invoice number in the email, that would be brilliant. Okay, so I hope you're happy with that, my lovely. I'm just going to put you guys on the donated shells screen while I get this mannequin. Sophie, are you still here? Are you ready? Okay, so this is one of the mannequins. This is the ear. I don't know what view you're going to see when we go down. It's not the best view. Let's pop the earring in, then I'll move it down. Oh, hang on. Let's move it this way. It doesn't sit. I mean, it sits okay. It doesn't sit how I would think it would sit. The earlobe is kind of pointing upwards slightly. I suppose actually, right. Ta-da! I mean, let me bring you up. Let's show you on this one. Okay, so because the earlobe is pointing up, normally it will point down towards the floor, okay, because obviously our earlobes don't point outwards. They normally come down, so she's turning her head, so this is going outwards. Anyway, it does give you a beautiful view of the earring, so you can see from the front view you'd get this. If you had the pearl on it, the pearl would then be dangling around here. So then you'd just see the pearl dangling from the front, which means you'll get that colour splash at the back. And then yeah, from the side view, it's I quite like it, to be honest. So I hope that I hope that helps, kind of, because it's, like I say, it's not the best ear model, but it helps a little bit. She should be called Elaine. Her nose is huge. Her nose? Oh, I suppose because it's half a nose. Oh, now you've said it. I think at this angle, it's a different angle to the nose, isn't it? But if you look at her in proportion, the nose is proportioned to the head. But I think at that angle, it makes it look bigger. She's only half a mannequin, bless her. Right, let's just pop. No, she'll look a bit. No, let's pop her behind for now. Okay. definitely chocolate on those. Yep, that's perfect. So I've got all that down, and that can definitely, like I said, definitely be swapped for you. It just needs to get done in the morning. Okay. I don't think it helps having half a head. No, it doesn't. But I didn't want to buy the full mannequin head because I don't need it, and it will take up a lot of room. So it's easier to store half a mannequin head. It's so hard to say that. Right, up next today is Vicky Dunn. Vicky, are you here? Good old Madam Mim. Madam Mim's got to come back this year, hasn't she? She's a little bit creepy and she's a little bit old now, but she's got to make it for at least another year, hasn't she? The room's changing, so the bunting is all coming down after today's live, and then the next event probably won't go up until the Queenly gifts are gone, to be honest. Because I can't unwrap these now because there's lots of 4 pearl oysters within them. Then I can't tell what oysters are what, so this has to stay as it is. But hopefully it'll be up soon. Oh, don't, Emma, because then I'll want to do I'll just squidge it all day. I squidge for a living. If you give me something like that, I'll just be squidging it. Oh gosh. Vicky, hello my lovely. Sorry, I didn't see the comment come through there. Vicky, I did just count. Let me just double check again. 1, 2, 5, 7 openings altogether. What 7 oysters would you like, my lovely? That's July, Sophie. It's easy to keep half a head. Oh gosh, nope. Mystery, so 7 mystery. Donate the shells, Vicky. Is there certain colours you're hoping for? So we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Oh, which one's it gonna be? And 7. So let me just open all of these up for you. Five, 6 and 7. Oh, okay, so we're hoping for green, silver, black and purple. Okay, let's go down. So oyster number 1, we've got a lighter pop there. Do it, Neil. Surprise Sophie for when she comes home from work. She will love it. Okay, so Vicky, oyster number 1, there is your mother of pearl. Now I can see here we've got a 2-tonal yellow to start with. Let's pop him out and have a squidge here. There's no more in that one. So your first pearl is a 2-tonal lemon yellow. So he's got lighter and then brighter areas to the yellow here. Perfect. Moving on to oyster number 2. Lighter pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And in your second oyster, you are quadding. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quadding with your mystery oyster there. No more in that one. It could be a Father's Day tree first, as Father's Day is coming up, and then a summer tree, and then a back to school tree, and then a Halloween. So with your quadding oyster, you've got this dark deep forest green, a TARDIS blue, a autumn peach, and a two-tonal brighter pink. So it's got brighter and lighter areas to the pink there. Now I am just going to move these up slightly, Vicky, because I've put them started quite low down the sun there. Okay, so forest green, TARDIS blue, autumn peach, and two-tonal pink to start with. Moving on to your next oyster. Oh, lighter pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And if we have a squidge here, we have a darker pearl there. There's no more in that one. And he is a darker purple. Now, I'm not sure what shade of purple you was looking for, Vicky. However, that is a nice darker grape purple. Almost looks chocolatey on the camera there, but I would say that's more of a grape purple. Excuse me. Moving on to your next oyster, you have a lighter pop. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And I can see a blue straight away towards the side here. And you're twinning. Twinning with TARDIS blues there. Now these do look like they're the same size. I'm going to pop them on the same line as the purple. And then your next oyster, still 3 to go, Vicky. Ooh, quite a nice lighter but sharper pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. Oh, where did that go? You have a darker pearl runaway there. 2 and 3. And you are quadding for a second time. And they are very similar colours to your first quad. Wow. Okay, so you've got the green, the blue, the autumn peach, and then you've got a pink. So yes, very, very similar. So I'm going to say that these are brighter in tone to each other. So I'm going to pop them in the same order as the other ones are. Look at that. Okay, so they are the same sort of colours, but I'd say that the second set of quads is brighter in tone with the pearls there. Perfect. And then moving on to your next oyster. Lighter pop there. And you've definitely got a blue opening, Vicky, because straight away in here you've got a larger TARDIS blue there. And there's no more in that one. I'm going to pop him at the top next to the yellow. And then moving on to your last oyster, my lovely. You've got a lighter pop. And your last oyster, straight away, you are twinning. And twinning with darker chocolate purples. So these ones I would say have a base chocolate colour to them, but a overtone of purple. And they're quite large in size actually as well, these two here. Now, Vicky, I'm going to hold these up for you and we'll go through the colours. If you'd like to decide now which ones you'd like which ones you'd like wear on which item of jewellery, that's perfect. If you'd like to take a screenshot and email me the choices across, that's absolutely fine as well. Either way, it's completely up to you, my lovely. And of course, if you'd like to swap some out, that's not a problem. So at the top, you've got a TARDIS blue and a two-tonal yellow, forest green, TARDIS blue, autumn peach and two-tonal pink. Then you've got that purple, twinning blues. Then you've got forest green, TARDIS blue, autumn peach and pink. And then twinning chocolate purples at the bottom. If I run them through the board for you, two-tonal yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Quad number 1, forest green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 7. Your TARDIS blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the bright pink's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Great purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And blue twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Blue twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And then forest green number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Then chocolate purple twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And then chocolate purple twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Let's pop these back into a line. Vicky, what do you think to all of these, my lovely? You'll email me with swaps and placements, that's absolutely fine. What I'm going to do then is these single pearls I'm going to pop in the same bag, just so when you email me you'll know. So the single pearls are in the same bag. The twins, so the chocolate purple and the blue twins are in the same bag. And then the first set of quads and the second set of quads will be in their own bag as well. That way, when you email me, if you include the screenshots, I'll know which pearls you mean, because they will be separate and I can lay them out exactly the same again, so that way I can pick the exact pearls to swap or to pick, if that makes sense. So I hope that's okay. Excuse me. And I'll make a note here that you're going to email me those choices across. Excuse me. When you do email, if you could include the 5-digit order number in the email, then that way I can link the email obviously to the order. So I'm going to just pop here that you're going to email me the choices. Perfect. Thank you for the donations with your shells, Vicky. You're very welcome. Bless you. That's safe up there, and I'll look forward to your email. I think that's the end of the order list for today, actually. What's the time? Oh, nearly 10:30. That is the end of the order list for today. Okay, thank you all for watching and for joining in. I really, really do appreciate it. We're going to be live again on Friday evening from around 8 p.m. on Friday. So yeah, I hope you'll have a brilliant week, and bless you, Suzanne. Thank you. Yeah, have a brilliant week and take care. Bye.